Welcome to a broadcast of the recent Lorain County Commissioners' General Meeting. Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Wednesday morning at 9:30 at the Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings and you are invited to attend. Agendas are posted prior to the meeting at www.loraincounty.us. Click on Departments to see the Commissioners page, then click on View Agenda.
Good morning. Could we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Welcome to Lorain County Board of Commissioners, Wednesday, May 23rd, 2018 meeting. Commissioner Lundy.
Our inspirational word for this morning: give more honor to others than to yourselves. Do not be interested only in your own life, but be interested in the lives of others.
Commissioner Kokoski has our dog today.
Probably one of the calmest dogs I've ever had
really
here.
Good looking dog.
Yeah.
Very sweet. He's very calm,
Marvel
very
would love
nice
it.
dog. He's going to be available on Saturday.
Marvel.
Need your help again. We were down to like 12, 14 dogs over the last few
We're
weeks,
not
but now
home
we're back
enough.
up to like 25. So if you're
Like to have a
interested
kid,
in
you
getting
gotta be
dogs,
home.
check out our website. It's not on.
Rewind.
So come down to the dog kennel or check us out on the website. You can go to the Volunteers of Lorain County Dog Kennel and see what we have available. $66 and you could take him home on Saturday. So don't forget to adopt, don't shop. Come on.
Nice dog.
Very sweet.
Madam Clerk.
Under resolutions, we have no investments, appropriations,
So moved.
Second.
discussion. Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Transfers,
So moved.
Second.
discussion. Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
No advances, no repayments, requisitions,
So moved.
Second.
discussion. Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Travel,
So moved.
Second.
discussion. Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Bills,
So moved.
Second.
discussion. Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Authorize various personnel actions as indicated on the summary sheet for employees within jurisdiction of Lorain County Commissioners.
Mr. Cordez.
You guys moved a little fast this morning.
Or you're moving a little bit slow.
I think that happens to us all. You'll get there. I do have a couple of potential hires at Job and Family Services, support staff here that I'd like to discuss with the board. Also one pending legal matter and sale and purchase of real estate. All three topics involved in the Sunshine Act for executive session discussion, so I'd ask at the conclusion of our regular meeting, we go into executive session and we discuss those matters that I've identified. Thank you.
Approve and waive the reading of the minutes of May 9th and 16th.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Amendment Resolution 1899, adopted February 7, 2018. Number 1, Craig Dimon, bailiff. Amendment is to reflect his retirement date is February 28th, not March 2nd.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Community Development, award various contracts for homeowners to receive contracts for homeowner, I just typed that twice, to receive grant assistance from CHIP PY16 private rehab and home repair activities, and includes contingencies for any unforeseen change orders, and these are the most responsive complying with specifications. 1, Gen Med Construction, LLC, Lorain, in the amount of $39,759 for Tracy Haynes, 288 North Main Street, Overland, and 2, JD Indoor Comfort, Sheffield Village, in the amount of $6,022 for Geraldine Kohler at 5859 Paula Boulevard, North Ridgeville.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Under Job and Family, authorized purchase service agreement with Boys and Girls Club of Lorain County, Lorain, in the amount of $172,571.11 for mentoring and tutoring low-income children using TANF funds, effective June 1st, 2018 through September 30th, 2018, and authorized director to execute on behalf of the Board of Prosecutors' approval as to form.
So
Commissioners,
moved.
Second.
I don't want you, I would have requested you hold this the next week. I had some questions. I still haven't had answered on this. And I held one off, and I was going to pull this one, and it slipped by me.
Well, we can hold it
I
off.
actually sent it over, and then I got more, I did send it to you. But I have some additional questions, and I think we can wait until next week on this.
I'll rescind my motion.
Thank you.
Rescind your second. please.
Second, yeah.
Under the engineer, receive and journalize annual report on condition of ditches under County Maintenance Fund for the year 2018, and authorize Lorain County Auditor to assess for maintenance as recommended by the county engineer for the year 2019, tax lien 2018.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Award contract to Sengus Construction LaGrange, the amount of $332,029.96 for nickel plate diagonal road bridge 0754 replacement project, Carlisle. 2 bids received on May 15th, this being the most responsive, complying with specifications. OPWC will contribute 89% and balance will be paid from the MBGT account. Issue notice to proceed on or before July 15th and complete on or before November 15th. Authorize administrator to notify the auditor to release retainage at completion of project.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Cortez?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Did Don stay? Yeah. Don, on the, we just journalized that stuff with, excuse me, the ditches and so forth. Do you remember what we're doing? We talked about an overlay for GIS. You remember we had that discussion about doing the overlay to identify all the ditches, that were specifically the ones that were under maintenance, and then possibly all of them in Lorain County on a GIS overlay?
Correct. Based upon years of working on this and trying to figure out the best way to kind of keep records and actually portray the progress of the stormwater district, County Engineer's Office with Peters Wick, myself, Mr. Cortez have had a couple of conversations and have moved to talking with Emerge and KEM to find ways to either incorporate through the county auditor's GIS system, or if that would not work, to use existing GIS in our stormwater page so that people could easily call up and see visually where the ditches are that we've invested money in and that are under maintenance either through the stormwater district funded projects or previous. In addition, we would be highlighting other projects that the district has done throughout to give people an understanding of how their money is being spent and where it's being spent. So other examples would be, that would show up on the map, would be the federal projects through GLRI out at Willow Creek, Margaret Peak Reserve, what's going on now with the 319 grant in Elyria Township on Clinton Avenue Ditch, as well as mini grant programs where we've worked with last year Amherst Township and Columbia Township on catch basin replacements. So all of these are little points that could show up. And then in addition, we had put together a draft of a map that was very general in nature that listed the number of projects and the amount of dollars per community that was spent by the stormwater district, so that everyone would have an understanding that actually every community within the district has benefited from a project directly in their community, as well as other dollars that we have spent as a district to assist their communities. So all of these would be visible on a map, and then we are looking to also incorporate the required mapping that is part of our permit that shows where storm sewers are, a map of the system. Now, those maps are currently available on our website just as PDFs, and it's very hard sometimes to actually understand what you're looking at and where you're at in the county, because they're basically kind of by neighborhood, so you may only get 2 streets as they're blown up.
Is Emerge the one that can do that type of work? Did we talk
Emerge
to-
is working with us to make sure that we could get it onto the page, and we are working with KEM, who's got more of the GIS expertise.
Okay,
So it's a
ongoing.
two-pronged
We're
approach.
working on it?
Yes.
All right, I was just wondering about where we were at in that. It's a real valuable tool, and Peter's indicated it would really help a lot of things out if we did that. So it'd just be another overlay that's not available right now. And that would also, we would overlay that for our sewer system and so the various pieces that we have out there. So
Do other stormwater districts already have that available and/or?
It varies throughout the amount of data that is available. Now, NeoSort, I'm most familiar with. They do have some of that available online to the public. They have a much more robust behind the scenes that Peter and the engineers department and ourselves, we are actually able to upload data into their system when we're doing our illicit discharge screenings and things like that. They've completely computerized. We're probably a couple of steps away from getting to that point yet, but yes, it is out there.
And mapping all of your utilities, services, things that are available is also an economic development tool.
Right.
So we're going to be working on that. I was just wondering how we were progressing on it as we talked about the maintenance for the ditches. Just as a reminder, I don't believe anybody's being charged maintenance anymore, right? We've picked it all up in the stormwater district under we're just exhausting the funds, right, from those accounts. So there's no more maintenance fees to folks out there. That's all being handled under the stormwater district fees now. Okay,
We
thanks.
talked about
Thank you.
droning too, that some of our ditches.
Well, you know, I did have conversation several times with the folks that actually are responsible for doing the work on the ditches, and it was not a consensus that the droning was a usable tool.
No? Okay.
Really? I mean, there's got to be areas that you can't gain easy
It
access
wasn't
to.
Don.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be areas you can't gain easy access to. Obviously, you know, all the leaves are back on the trees
Yeah.
again, and we've talked about if we're going to do this, to do it
Well,
when the leaves
basically,
are down in
yeah,
the
the
fall.
basically answer I got, and it made some sense to me, was you can see the pictures, but until you actually physically walk the ditch and look at everything firsthand, it's really hard to tell. So even if we did the droning, we still have to go back in there and do a physical inspection, and before they could, you know, work with the contractors on what needed to be done back there. That's. Am I relaying that correctly, Peter? I mean.
Yeah.
So we did have quite a discussion at one of the SWAC meetings about potential for the drones going in or making it a little easier for folks to have to prepare all the work. And generally speaking, they didn't see that was going to cause any less work for them. I'm just sharing that.
Okay. It's your report, are you done?
Yes, I'm done. Thanks. I forgot that it was my report.
Words of wisdom for us or something.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Ennis.
I just have a few brief updates on imminent litigation matters.
Not a bevy, no bevy today.
Not a
No
bevy.
No bevy today.
Okay.
Commissioners report.
Well, Thursday, I attended a special governance meeting for Goodwill, and we're looking for board members. So if you're interested and you have a couple hours a month to dedicate to coming to our meetings, we meet on the last Monday at noon, and they usually last around an hour or so. So if you're interested in being a Goodwill board member, call my office at 329-5100.
There is a vetting process.
There is a vetting process.
So I think one of the concerns was that we don't end up with so many folks. There is an application screening and vetting
Right.
process by the board members, so
Yeah.
I don't get people too excited.
Well, I'm excited to have Mr. Cortez on the board, and I actually got him on the governance committee because he's been on other governance committees before, so he's a welcome addition to that, so thank you for participating. Friday, I met with Brandy Schnell in our solid waste department to do our yearly calendar contest, judging all the students from grades kindergarten through high school that submitted their pictures, and it was a lot of fun as usual, so we'll be showcasing that here coming up. After that, I attended the Ohio Public Works meeting at Carlisle Fire Station. We missed you there, Ted, Friday.
I was in Commissioners Association.
Oh, that's
I had
right.
already RSVP'd, I wouldn't be there. I was
Oh,
in Columbus.
Okay. Didn't know that. And then Saturday was Pride Day, and I just want to thank all those people that went out and made improvements to their neighborhood and showed their pride in their community. Saturday, I had tickets to Fido's Companions fundraiser at Wood and Wine. I wasn't able to make it. They were sold out. They do such a good job. They're the ones that help us with our spay and neuter at the Lorain County Dog Kennel. Yesterday, I had a video shoot with WEOL and the Chronicle, and I talked about the dog kennel, and it was talked about the great collaboration we have with rescues, volunteers, and especially with APL. And this morning we had a TID meeting, a Transportation Improvement District meeting, where we put 2 projects going forward: Sheffield Lake from Lake Road to the southern corporation limit of Sheffield Lake for $250,000, and also Cooper Foster Park Road from 58 to Oberlin Avenue for $250,000. So hopefully those 2 projects will be awarded and get some more construction barrels up in Lorain County.
All that money helps.
Yes, it does. And
Sorry. I'm sorry that you're done.
No, I'm done.
Okay. Start out, announce a couple of shred days we've scheduled. Our solid waste department. These will be in the month of June, on June 16th, from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, or until the truck is full. We'll be in Columbia Township at 26089 Royalton Road. And then June 30th, we'll be in Grafton at 1111 Elm Street. It's free to all residents of Lorain County, including Vermilion City. And got 3 more of interest that we're trying to get scheduled. We've got the City of Vermilion, City of Lorain, City of Oberlin looking to schedule shred days, so we'll be announcing those soon as we get that done. As Commissioner Kokoski, I missed the Public Works meeting the other day, but I was in Columbus with the Commissioners Association, working on our legislative priorities to present to the 2 governor candidates now that the primary's over, on issues affecting local government and our counties from a whole, from revenue to responsibilities to issues that the state should be taking on, or finding ways to make up what they've taken away these last 8 years. So we'll be working on that, and we'll be meeting with the 2 governor candidates. So also, Lorain Pride Day was very successful. Spoke to Brandy Schnell that day, and she said we had a great day of kickoff. Supposed to be some media events. Those didn't quite go through, but I did get a chance. I was at the Lorain Better Block event on Saturday. I did the morning with coffee pop-up and the bakery pop-up, and then back in the afternoon actually spent some time with Councilman Kazura at the Lorain booth. Yeah. As people were coming up right after the rain ended, it was a really nice event, nice turnout, nice to see progressive people doing, those type of things. As always, the OVI and Sheffield Lake Civil War Museum had a fantastic pancake breakfast, great turnout. Congratulations, WOBL, WDLW, Tom Borowitz for their polka brunch on Sunday. Over 250 people, with all proceeds benefiting the Valor Home. A great turnout as always. My United Way meeting was this week in regards to emergency food and utilities committee I sit on. We moved forward with our utilities disbursement. We actually got more money to spend this year than we did in the past. And we'll be finishing up everything on Tuesday's agenda for that. Again, Commissioner Kokoski mentioned the 2 projects for TID, trying to get additional state money in to finance our local projects. And also condolences to Jim Moraldi and his wife Karen on the passing of his father-in-law. Jim Connect is a great guy. I've known the gentleman my entire life. Passed away at the age of 84. So condolences to Judge Moraldi and his family.
Commissioner, on the Pride Day, we got a request from Lorain to open the Tire Collection Center.
I know, I sent that to Brandy, because
Yeah,
I was being Facebook message on it.
And so, I authorized that opening on Friday, but we had a tough time getting staff because we weren't scheduled.
Right.
We did take in over 230 tires.
Right.
It was a big day
Right.
for
Well,
the
some
tires.
gentleman sent me a message, and he had picked up over 25 tires off of lots, and said, what do I do with these?
Yeah, I thought about it because it wasn't a scheduled day, and it made sense, but I wasn't sure how much it was going to be used. I was quite stunned
Yeah.
at the amount of tires we took in that day that they were removing from various places. And with regard to the shredding, there's a lot of communities still wanting to do shredding. I've slowed that down because of staffing issues.
Sure.
So I know that we have more demand right now than we have capability.
Sure.
And I'm working on a solution for that. So if you hear a little grumbling.
There has been grumbling, just asking.
No, I know
Right,
you're just
get it
reporting the
going
ones we
right.
have, but there's a few that we've held back on
Okay.
because between staffing the center, the tire collection places, and getting the shred truck out, and Mike's been handling the intake on that. I just had to wait and back down a little bit. So we'll try to come up with we have a pretty good way of operating. Now I just got to get the plan staffed.
Sure. Right. It's all about the staff. You got to have bodies. That's the end of my report.
Yeah, of course, we're waiting on the new speakers so we can have some decisions on the voting machines.
Oh, yes, that would be nice. We've been working on that for a couple of years now, and we got everybody ready to go on it. There's no Speaker of the House to push any legislation forward. Maybe they'll fix that today. Whether it's legal or not, still up for question,
no.
but at this point, they can deal with that afterwards. Just pass the funding for the election equipment.
Never a boring day in Columbus. So, want to send out congratulations to the Avon Lake Community Council. Had the opportunity to present accommodations on behalf of the board to Citizens of the Year, Projects of the Year, awarded by the Avon Lake Community Council. It's really great. They bring all the community groups together. They try to make sure they don't have conflicting schedules. They try to support each other's events. It's a great way of operating there in the community. As a result of being there, I wasn't able to attend the Lorain County Township Association, which also met that same evening. The Lorain NAACP held their membership luncheon on Saturday. Mrs. Nolan was the speaker there, talking about the Lorain School District and what it's been like in the past and what it's going to take to move forward in the future. Congratulations to all the participants in the Pride Day. The Pride Day is always on the same day as the Lorain NAACP membership luncheon. So
It's hard
that's
to
been,
make them all. It
yeah,
really is,
it's been a
Commissioner. Glad you attended that so I can do the Pride Day.
exactly. It's been a yearly conflicting schedule with that. But in the Better Block downtown Lorain, I thought was a really, really cool event. Give everybody an idea of some of the things that are being talked about down there, and had a chance to circulate, talk with a number of people, and just a really, really nice event. Of course, the waves of rain were coming in and going throughout the day, but still a very, very nice event. And then congratulations to Pastor Smalls at Second Baptist in Elyria. They had a very nice dinner for their Adopt a School fundraiser. They're trying to help a lot of individuals in the community who need to finish up on their GED. And I had a chance to talk with one of the individuals who finished up, and now he's over at the Lorain County Community College, and I believe he is going to be going on to the University Partnership Program. So what they're doing is helping to make a difference in the community. And that completes my report.
Board correspondence.
Move the reading be waived.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
Public comment.
Anyone wishing to address the board? Jeff?
Good morning, Jeff Baxter, 160 Burns Road, City of Elyria. Thank you for letting me speak this morning. I've just a couple of comments on transparency and leadership today. I expect a lot from my elected public officials, and that includes Board of Commissioners today. Leadership and transparency are two things that I think can have some room for improvement. Avon Lake, one of our cities, a little bit less than 10% of the population of the county. City Council is really looking strongly at passing a resolution that would allow them to videotape all their city council affairs and meetings and put them on the web and let people look at them whenever they want to. And they do this today, but they figured out that the recording quality of the audio and the video was not of the best state-of-the-art, not even current. So they're taking some really good steps to hopefully change that. And I look at what we have here in the county, and I almost think that maybe you don't want people to see what goes on here, because you have to catch the programs on the cable channels, or you have to pay for a CD. And the quality is not that great, and the recording abilities are limited. I understand that. The other thing that it does is it forces all the meetings to be held here, when I would think that it might be a good idea to perhaps take these meetings to some other communities within the county and let the people come there for those. So that's one of the reasons why I think that the transparency and the leadership on that item itself is lacking a bit. And just wanted to make those suggestions. The second point, I think the transparency and leadership is lacking, is in the sales tax accountability. The sales tax went into effect, I believe, last April, so it's been in place for over a year. It was projected to bring in around $10 million. And the city of Elyria had a similar situation with their issue 6 that they did, and the voters passed that, not the elected officials, but the voters did. And what Elyria has done twice now, in October of last year and recently in April of this year, is the city of Elyria, the administration and city council, work together to inform the voters where that money has been spent. And I would love to see a similar explanation for all Lorain County voters of where the $10 million approximation has been spent. So I'm requesting that, and I appreciate your consideration. Thank you.
Mr. President, just as a point of issue for the people that may tune in, we're not allowed to hold our meetings outside of the county seat. Some years ago, we did attempt to do that a few times, only to be advised by legal counsel that we had to hold our meetings in the county seat. So I just want people out there that may tune in to understand that.
And how many town hall meetings have we had outside of here and nobody shows up except for
Well,
our staff?
but once again, we did go on the road
Right.
only to find out that legally we were not able to.
Right. None of the legislation passed was able to be passed. Okay, anyone else looking to address the board? That motion to move in executive session is outlined by the administrator and the assistant county prosecutor.
Second.
Mr. Kayla.
Aye.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Ms. Kowski.
Aye.
This has been a broadcast of the recent Lorain County Commissioners' General Meeting. Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Wednesday morning at the Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings, and you are invited to attend. Agendas are posted prior to the meeting at www.loraincounty.us. Click on Departments to see the Commissioners page, then click on View Agenda for a printable copy of the agenda.